So everyone always talks about Game Pass Ultimate. You and your buddies walk into a bar and there's two dime pieces standing by the bar. Well, one's a dime and one's more like a busted five. And everyone's like, yeah, hey, what's up, Game Pass? How you doing, girl? And then everyone ignores PlayStation Now, which is her kind of cute friend. I mean, yeah, she's got buck teeth and hangnails and a club foot and a lazy eye, but she's still there, and you know damn well if given the chance you'll take her home and have a good time. We're going to take a look at all the features of Sony's subscription service PlayStation Now, head to toe, tip to tits, see if it's worth the $10 a month, and what kind of pleasure you can get out of the subscription service. Let's get it. Alrighty boys, share my screen, get your Boeing 747s ready because we have a landing page here. So first of all, getting the nitty gritty, squeeze a titty out of the way. What is the price of these bad boys? Because we're all squeezing pennies, some of us clutching dimes. So it is actually quite a bit cheaper than Game Pass Ultimate. Now Game Pass Basic, which is just for the console or just for the PC and does not include Xbox Live, which is their online service. Does not include EA Play, which is a third-party library of Electronic Arts games. Doesn't include xCloud, which is their cloud streaming service where you're able to stream to any PC, whether it's powerful or not, as well as phones, tablets, stuff like that. Basically, you're just getting a library of games, which is more or less exactly what PlayStation Now is. It is a stripped-down, just library of playable games. That's all the subscription gets you. It doesn't even include PlayStation Plus, which is their online access to their servers to play online games. Caveat to that, any of the 800 plus titles that are on the PlayStation Now library, you can play those multiplayer, but any titles, say for example, you want to play No Man's Sky or No Man's Sky, and that is not a PlayStation Now title, you would have to pay a separate price, a separate subscription price for PlayStation Plus to access that online. Not to mention all the things that come with PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold, like the 3 free games a month and discounts in the store. But for 1 month, if you're playing a la carte for individual months, is $10, which is the same for just console or PC for Game Pass Basic. If you're going Game Pass Ultimate, that is $15 a month. And if you come over here, get the annual package, it is only $5 a month. So it is noticeably cheaper than Game Pass, but it does have noticeably less content, obviously. So what exactly is it? It is a library of 800 PlayStation 4, 3, and 2 games. Now, it's important to emphasize this. PlayStation 4, 3, and 2. It does not stretch all the way back to the PlayStation 1, and more importantly than that, I think to a lot of people, it does not include any PlayStation 5 games or any games that are boosted or optimized for PlayStation 5 performance. You're not getting a higher frame rate in any of these games. You're not getting HDR that wasn't originally in the game. You're not getting any additional features. You're not getting FPS boost like on Microsoft. And most importantly, when new AAA titles release from PlayStation, they are not going to drop here on PlayStation Now. You will need to pay full retail, which by the way on new games is about $70 for a lot of AAA titles. As long as it is a first party title with Microsoft, so one of their 22 in-house Microsoft studios like 343 or Bethesda, those get playable day one. So if a new Skyrim or a new Elder Scrolls game or a new Halo or Forza or Gears were to drop, those are playable day one on Game Pass. Not so much on Sony. That is not their business model with Now. They still want to get you to pay full retail for these games. So right there, that is a huge decrease in value over Game Pass. But what adds value or gets back a couple of points I just took away is the fact that this entire library of 800 games is playable on PS4 and 5 and also PC. This whole service here, PlayStation Now, is also a cloud streaming service where you can play it on a PC. However, this is where we backtrack a little bit. We took one leap forward. Let's go ahead and give our ankles a break and step back twice because the library over here, it does have a lot of games, 800 versus the 640 or so on Game Pass. But all those kick-ass Microsoft exclusives over there, any good Microsoft exclusive that you can think of, that series, that franchise is on Game Pass. PlayStation, you think of games like, you think of titles like The Last of Us. Ellie, you here? Joel, anywhere? No. Uncharted? Yes, but they have 3 titles. Where's Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy? God of War? Yeah, they've got the remastered Elden or Elderly games, which are really good, by the way. The God of War series has been good all the way back to the PS2 era, but the PlayStation 4 hit, God of War, not on there. Spider-Man? Peter? Mr. Parker, you back there? Miles Morales, are you over there? No, they're not. Gran Turismo, the racing franchise that's been on the platform since PlayStation 1. Nope, not a single title. And again, they say this stretches all the way back to PlayStation 2. Where's your heritage? Where's your lineage there with your exclusives with Gran Turismo? Before Forza's parents even met, Gran Turismo was the shit when it comes to a racing simulator. Where is it? Crash Bandicoot, not on there. Was a PlayStation 1 exclusive. Basically, one of the games that laid the foundation for PlayStation. Spyro Remastered, I had to Control F. Nope, not there. Now, don't get me wrong, you have Horizon Zero Dawn on here, which, by the way, was originally a first-party PlayStation exclusive and is now playable on Windows 10 PC. So that is a cool value there, is the fact that you can play PlayStation games on a PC. And that's an even further value with the fact that I just made a video a few days ago about Metro Exodus being the first game where you can plug in a DualSense 5 controller, the new PlayStation 5 controller, and get the full functionality of it. So the haptic feedback vibration, which sounds gimmicky, but when you try it, it's pretty good. Adaptive triggers, which get stiffer or lighter depending on what you're doing, and a built-in microphone, which, by the way, is integrated in some of the games like Astro's Playroom, where you need to blow into it to push your character across the screen and whatnot. So the fact is, you can just buy a $70 DualSense controller. That is what they retail for. And you don't have to have a PS5, and you're able to plug in there. However, there's not going to be any brand new PS5 games on PlayStation Now. It's all previous PS4 titles, some PS3 and PS2 games, but not really the definitive exclusives that you know and love from the Sony brand. Now, they claim they had Days Gone on here. It is not on their library here. It's not listed anywhere under D. I'm looking at the D. I'm not liking what I see with the D. Probably because you have to buy Days Gone separately, because Sony, being kind of the Apple of the gaming world, wants to maximize their profits. They don't really want to give the consumer the best value possible. That's Microsoft's job. If it sounds like I'm bashing Sony, I'm not. I've been a Sony fan for a long time. That's why I feel kind of warranted or qualified to talk shit about them when they deserve it. I have a PlayStation 5. I have a Xbox Series S and a Windows 10 PC with a 3080 in it. Not flexing, not flexing. The reason that people don't talk about PlayStation Now like they talk about Game Pass Ultimate is because it is a far less superior value. Game Pass Ultimate, granted it is more expensive, gives you way more shit. This doesn't include PlayStation Plus, so if you want to play online games or get those 3 free games a month or any of the discounts in the PSN store, which, by the way, I made a video recently, the only place to buy digital games, and they sell a digital-only console, PS5, the only way to get digital games that play on there, as of, I believe it was November 2018, don't quote me on it, is through the PlayStation Store, which generally charges 30 to 60% more expensive than just buying a digital code off of like Amazon or Walmart. There's actually a class action lawsuit about that right now. Oh boy. Why is my background so dark? Holy crap. It's a little better. Like golly. Oh, and then this is another thing. Dead Space 3. Where is Dead Space 1 and 2? That is infuriating, and this is with several series. They will just throw in like number 2 or 3 out of a series. People would probably like to play them in sequential order, especially if they've never played the series before, or they just want to revamp, to refresh the experience. Every single series that I've taken a peek at on my Game Pass, on either my Series S or my Windows 10 PC, has the whole damn series there. It's almost like don't bother putting them in there if you're not going to have the whole series. And just the fact that they're leaving out certain exclusives that dang well earned a spot in the library. Crash, Spyro, Gran Turismo, ring any bells, they've been there since PlayStation 1, since 1995 when the PlayStation dropped. I was alive. I was alive and kicking. But speaking of kicking, this subscription service is just kicking us in the nuts when it comes to sheer value, if you want to call it that. So here is where the value lies. If you are a PC player that wants to play PlayStation exclusive like Horizon Zero Dawn and some other ones that you might see in the library, because I'm going to link it down there in the description below if you want to look through the library. I don't know how to read, but if you guys do, it's down there. Then this is a good option, especially because some games support the DualSense 5. However, you're not going to get those games on PlayStation Now because they don't have any PS5 titles. It's PS4, 3, and 2. So not 1, not 5, not brand new PS5 games. None of those are coming to PS Now. You have to pay for PlayStation Plus out of pocket. But the fact that this whole library, the entire library, which you can play on console, you can also play on PC, which means you can also transfer your progress back and forth. So you save your game in your office or your gaming room with your PC, go into your living room or bedroom where you might have a PS4 or 5, and then you're able to pick it up from there. And all your, everything syncs up to the Sony cloud and you're able to continue your progress from there. That's cool. But I mean, again, Game Pass does that as well. So. So is it a good value at $5 a month? Well, there's a reason they're practically giving it away for $5 a month. You do have a library of games, however, it's mixed and matched piecemeal. You might get number 2 out of a game series or number 4. Where's the original one? There's several exclusives that should be there that aren't. There's a lot of games that probably nobody gives a shit about that are in there. I guess you could call them placeholders or filler to kind of boost up the number, their maximum library title of 800. As we're on Gamepass, it's about 640 or so, but they're almost all really good or decent games. Not all of them. Anthem's on there too. Stinky. So is it a good value? I don't personally think so, unless the only caveat to this, the only way I could justify any of the Stallions out there purchasing this would be if you have a Windows 10 PC and no PlayStation 4 or 5, which is pretty unlikely because generally people that have PC, considering you can play all Xbox games over there on PC, also have a PlayStation because that's where you play those exclusives over there. Spank that little bottom. So a lot of people have always traditionally had a PS3 or 4 and then a gaming PC because you can play your Xbox stuff over there. But if you only have a Windows 10 PC and you want to play the few PlayStation exclusives that are available, then it's a fair option for you. That's going to do it, boys. If you enjoyed the video, liking it is free, takes 3 seconds, and helps me to grow this little channel because right now it's a little bit flaccid. We're trying to get her nice, thick, veiny, girthy rager, and we're getting there. We're getting there, boys. She's pulsating at this point. If my content tickles your fancy with a feather duster, go ahead and subscribe by turning that red subscribe button gray so you'll be alerted when my new videos come online. You need to go ahead and tallywhack that notification bell as well. I do a ton of news in the gaming community and industry as well as tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.